So eventually I was like, well, I have to invest in help. I'm gonna have to hire someone to teach me the skills that it was pretty obvious that I was lacking the skills I needed to be able to compete with the people who were here in Southern California. So eventually that's what I did. I just invested in myself because I wanted to be good at it. You ever done something and you knew you kind of sucked? And you also felt like, but I think I could be good. I think I could be good. Like, I did not feel that way about piano. I feel like Deb got a response.
It's a visual.
He's huge. It says, hell yeah. Oh my goodness. So I knew I could be good, and I just needed to invest in someone who could teach me how to do this. But then once I really did know the right steps, the right ingredients, and how to build a class in the right order, I had success. And it's been a lot of fun. I absolutely love, I still to this day, even though for the last 25 years I've also been simultaneously devoted to helping people build businesses. It's also really fun to give people that healthy outlet, right? Because it's difficult to be a success if you don't have your health in order too. And to have people just enjoy doing that, and for me, that was like the music. So I was obsessed with music. I wanted to be a DJ. I worked in a record store in high school, and I started several bands, and we made t-shirts. We never did anything, but you know, I love music. And so I love combining, like listening to the music, and the music will tell you what to do, right? Like if you listen to a lot of musical, like, that's what they call musicality, where the music kind of tells you what to do. So are you guys familiar with In My Emotions, the challenge, the Kiki dance? So there's always like a new dance challenge. So right now the dance challenge is just so you're in the know. Is called the triangle dance. Have you seen it? Yeah. It's really not a dance. It's like jumping around. And I was going to have you guys do it, but you got to give it to groups and jump around. And so you're in luck. I'm not going to make you do that. But I am going to make you do last year's challenge, which is the Kiki challenge. Okay. But first we'll watch a few tutorials so you can see what it is if you're not familiar. Can we dim the lights at all? Everyone dances better with dim lights on too. You know this? Oh, yes. That's true. Do I have to hit play? Oh. You gotta jump out of the car to do it. Kiki. And then the words are you riding? So you're going to go like this, like you're driving. But you saw some people doing double drive. You can do whatever you want, but you're driving. So, Kiki. love me? And you can make that heart beat. Yep. You two, I'm going to need you to participate. I will bring you up here. Oh, you're a dog? Okay, fine. Love, right? And then what? Drive. Because just remember this. Here's the correlation. You love driving. Driving, right? But do you like it when other people drive? No. You can do a double no, or you can do a single no, or you can do a no with your booty, but you're going to do a no. So, Kiki. And Kiki loves to do what? Drive. But what else? She doesn't like other people to drive, right? No. And then you're going to sweep to the right. On your mirror image. On your mirror image. So that side. To the right. To the left. Need. And drop. All the way down. To the seat. Alright. So Kiki, right? Drive. No. Right? Left. Need. And down.
Oh, down.
Okay, so how are you going to remember need after right, left? Because you need someone who knows where we're going, right? Because we're going right and we're going left, that doesn't make any sense. So I need. So you need, and then you drop. Okay, so let's just play this song and see. Really loud, DJ, really loud. Listen for it. Oh, turn it up. Get ready, wait for it. I'm watching.
Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me. And I need you, and I'm down for you. Are you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me. And I need you, and I'm down for you.
Freestyle! Nice job, guys. So, we can form later. That's really good. Now, do any of you have teenagers? Perfect. So go home and say, hey, because they love it when you're like a year behind. So go and say, hey, have you heard about the In My Emotions challenge? Just say that, because right then and there, they're going to like be so annoyed. And then wait till their friends come over and say, can I show your friends? And they'll file for emancipation. So that's what I love doing that. I love like just you see how much fun you had. I mean that's fun to do. It's fun to get people moved. It's fun to play music. Uh-oh, we got a response.
Yeah, sounds great. What exactly would freaky be?
Let's keep going. Keep going. But music makes you feel a certain way, and that's what you're in the business of, right? You are in the business. The people who are the most successful in this industry are the ones who make people feel good, frankly. Right? I mean, that's one of the reasons why you're successful. Your product is amazing, but there's a million other people doing what you do, and competitors. So why are they doing business with you? Because of the way you've made them feel. Either trust, or integrity, or noticed, or recognized, or cared about. And when someone feels like we care about them, then they trust us, right? So it's really about how we make people feel. Now, I didn't start in fitness. That's the thing I wanted to help you understand, like just about my background, so that you understand the expertise that I share with you today. Because my objective is, if I'm going to take you away from your family and your business in this time together, I owe it to you to have you leave and be able to 10x in that time. And by that, I mean, if you, not everybody will, but if you take what I share with you, the steps, and I'm going to lay it out for you like a blueprint. If you take those steps and you implement, you'll have a return on your time invested here, and that's how it should be. But I've always been in business. I I started off the daughter of an entrepreneur, so I started working like with my father really young. He always had a million different businesses and we were always broke, but I didn't know that. He would just say, if there's anything we wanted as kids, I grew up with the mindset, and this is really important if you have kids, I never heard money grows on, what do you think, money grows on trees? Or we can't afford that. Or we're broke. I never heard those words. No matter what it was, no matter how big or how extravagant, my dad would say, that sounds amazing, let's come up with a plan for you to save the money and earn the money, and then decide if you want to buy that thing. So I was like, oh, yeah. And that included when I wanted to go to college, and also I was the first on either side of my family to go to college, to even apply to college. And when I said that was something I wanted to do, I wasn't surprised or disappointed when my dad said, that sounds great, let's figure out a way for you to pay for that. And what we did together is I'd taken, not a lot of money, the kind of money you get when you're a kid and doing jobs on the side, and I had a little bit of money in my bank account, just enough that I could afford to buy, at age 15, a vehicle from the state of Michigan. So the state of Michigan, there's state-owned vehicles, like even here in California, whatever state you're from, they're state-owned vehicles and they're thrashed. And they get a lot of miles on them, and they come up for auction. And so I went to a state auction at age 15 with my dad, and I bought my first state-owned vehicle. It was an orange El Camino. We might have a picture of it. I do. Oh, there it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Sweet.
Truth be told, I found that on the internet. It looked kind of like that. But it was safety orange. It wasn't that cute. It was safety orange. So that's what the vehicles in Michigan were, safety orange, the state-owned vehicles. But I did. I bought an El Camino, and I spent another $99 and had it painted. So do I hit any? Oh, right there. Yeah. Yeah. You're just going to keep seeing it and seeing it. So I had it painted black. I had it painted black at a place called Earl Scheib. Yeah, oh really? Okay. And auto paint. Yeah. So I had it painted for $99, and that's what it looked like. And then I was able to sell it and make several $1,000s. And I was like, oh, this is cool. I couldn't even drive. But I kept doing this and going back and buying vehicles at the auction, and researching them, and figuring out what I need to know about them, and cleaning them and detailing them. I didn't know how to do any repairs, but most of them were in great shape, except for cosmetically. They're just really dirty. So I would clean them and detail them throughout the winter and the spring, and you always list cars in the spring if you live in the Midwest. You get your highest price. And you always want to make sure that it looks pristine on the outside. So I kept flipping cars, and eventually I saved up enough money to be able to go to college. While I was in college at Michigan State, I wanted to solve a problem, which was having strangers come to my house, usually men, at late hours of the night to drive my vehicle, right? And also having to buy vehicles from private owners. Driving down to Detroit with a mini skirt and a bag of cash. Safe place to be for a 19-year-old girl, right, with a bag of cash to buy a car. And I had enough scary situations where I'm like, I like flipping cars, but there's got to be a better way to do this. So I started at age 20 a business called the All Michigan Auto Swap Meet. And I rented at least a lot of land from the state of Michigan, and people would drive in, and they'd pay me a fee to park their car there, their car, and then I would advertise it to people who wanted to buy a car, not from a dealer, but from a private owner. And so the people who drove in to sell their cars paid me, and the people who came to look at the cars paid me, and it was a nice little business. And my husband my husband played on the football team. I got some of the football players to help me. That was my banner. There it is, Michigan Auto Swap Meet. The ALL that was supposed to be in front of All Michigan, that was like another $45. I'm like, nah, just put Michigan Auto Swap Meet. That's all I can afford. And it was a really cool business. What else I did at the same time while I was in college is an MLM. So you think oils are a difficult business to be in? Have you tried selling knives door to door? Wow. Oh yeah, the leather. Your grandma buys a set, and then you're done. You're literally knocking on people's doors saying, "Hi, can I show you some knives?" So I'm hard for MLMs because it taught me the right systems. It taught me how to be a leader. It taught me how to be very, very passionate about an incredible product. I was to this day passionate about Cutco knives. I don't want to knock on anyone's door, right? Like, I don't want to knock on anyone's door, but they're the freaking best knives. And if you feel that way about something, you don't have to sell it. I just sold all of you on Cutco knives, and I don't work for them anymore. But I did that for a couple of years, and eventually I started realizing that thing I wasn't good at, because I had invested in experts to teach me how to be a better fitness instructor, I realized I don't just have to be a fitness instructor, like I can solve problems for other fitness instructors. Because as a fitness instructor, to develop a class, a 1-hour class, now this is a few years ago, let's just go with that. to develop a class, you have to figure out the music, you have to put the music together, you have to edit the music, it all has to be 32 pounds square, and the class has to make sense from a physiological standpoint, from a fun standpoint, from an evolution of like where's the energy going and how is it safe and how do we safely pull people down. And it's a pain in the butt. And for about a 1-hour class, it can take you a really good class, it can take you about 7 to 8 hours. And then you're paid minimum wage. So as I did the math, I'm like, okay, this is 20 cents an hour. My degree is in justice, morality, and constitutional democracy. So you can imagine how proud my parents were when I said, hey, so I just want to do aerobics. Law school. Dumb. But as I quickly realized, I'm like, there's a business here, because I could put the workouts together, I could put the class together, I could put the music together and add in sound effects and the perfect music, and I could test the workout and then fix it and then test it and tweak it and perfect it and then sell it. And that's what I started doing. My first format was called Turbo Kick, and my husband Brett and I started that business in 1990, I think, 7. Is that right? Oh, 97? Higher, 99. 1999. And we started certifying fitness instructors how to teach it. And eventually we had 60,000 fitness instructors certified across the globe teaching this format, just solving a problem, something I was very, very passionate about. That caught the attention of infomercial companies, because this is about the time of Taebo. Do you remember Taebo? Yes. Yeah. So everybody was looking for like the next, what's the next fitness thing, right? And I didn't know that, but I taught this workout, and I taught other instructors how to teach it, and those instructors had their own students, kind of like a downline. And what they were doing, remember this because it's going to come back to you later, what they were doing was sending me letters about their students and their transformations. And I saved them. And I saved every photo. And I put them in a binder. I did that to make me happy. That was my only intention. I just was like, when I'm down, when I'm up at 1 a.m. and I've got to get up 4 hours later to feed a baby, I need something that makes me feel like this is purpose. This is changing people's lives. And so I saved every one of those letters and every single photo. And eventually I had a white binder this big. And then I got a phone call from an infomercial company that said, we were interested in talking to you about putting your program on TV. And I got a call from another one, and another one, and another one. And I said to my husband, I guess we better get an agent who does this. And I found like the top agent who negotiates infomercial contracts. And I called him and I told him about my fitness program, and I wanted to come down and meet with him. And he said, so you think you got something original, huh? I'm like, yeah, I do. Everybody thinks that. Everybody thinks they have some unique program. But I'll meet with you. So I did. Drove down to San Diego, met with the attorney, and I walked in with my folder, and I put the folder down on the table, and he went, I can't even repeat what he said because there's an F word in there. Holy effing S. Got it? He's like, this is gold. I'm like, it is? He's like, yeah, this is what sells people fitness, is before and afters, these stories. So we were able to basically have our pick, our choose of the top infomercial companies. We signed with Beachbody. My first show was Turbo Jam. Turbo Jam was my first one. Yep, that was the #1 hit in 2004 and 2005. And then we did Turbo Fire, and then I had a flop. It was called Chalene Extreme. Great program. Program works. But when we tried to make it work on TV, it failed. Now, at this time, you've already got a little look-see into my mentality, and that's a lot like yours. Like, I'm going to do a million things at once, right? I'm going to do it all. I'm going to run this business, I'm going to run the certification business, and we're going to start an apparel line, and we're going to do motivational camps, and we're going to teach people how to build their own businesses, and I'm going to do these consumer workouts, and I'm going to design and be responsible to all these consumers and yet another company, and then there's a failure. Now, the reason why I am no longer a workaholic, today I am not, but I was then, is because I believed I wasn't a valuable person unless I was working and making other people money. It wasn't about me. But I wanted the pat on the back. I wanted the praise. I wanted the control. I wanted to feel good. And anytime I sat and I know I'm talking to the same type of individual right now. When you see someone just sitting there without a to-do list, you're like, huh, do you need a list? You're the type when someone says, hey, you want to go on vacation? You're like, that sounds so stressful. And not work? A vacation and not work? No thanks. Right? Can you really? Hands up. So that's where I was. And then I had a flop. And the company I was working with, Beachbody, I could cry. Started laying people off. So they're laying people off. I have no value. And I'm working my butt off. But there were things outside of my control. The show was on the air, and there's nothing I could do about it. There's nothing I could change. We didn't do things in the right order. It was the right workout. It was the right product. It was the right instructor. But we didn't put things together in the right order in the infomercial, and it didn't work. I think we have some footage. I'll show you some pictures anyways. Can we pull that up? Do I have to do this? Oh, screen's on. Screen is on. It's like the all-powerful Oz behind it. Right? So that was the program. First of all, the first problem with all of this is I've never made that face. I don't even like at all ever in my whole life. Like they're like, give us like sexy. I'm like, me. Like, yeah, like rah. Like literally the director was like, give us like a rah. I'm like, am I on SNL right now? Is this real? Yeah. So that was the marketing. But see the results? Like it works. This program is great. Look at those results. Amazing. But it just did not work on TV. And it might be because of my choice of footwear. As you can see, I take risks. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I remember I told when they wanted, they have to approve everything that you're wearing when you're doing a fitness workout, which is horrible. I hate it. But I forced these boots on them. They're like, you sure? I'm like, I'm positive. Those are Nike patent pleather. The knee highs and pleather really breathes well when you're sweating. Yeah. So this might be one of the reasons why it didn't work, Chalene. Okay. But so when I was trying to find this photo, I went on Google and I typed in Chalene Extreme Boots, and this photo showed up, and so did this one on someone's blog.
live and you learn.
And I did. You know, then I really started, I mean, it was such, I'm laughing about it now, but it was a pretty debilitating time. I'm always a happy person, but not always. That was a moment in my life when I was really dark. Because there was no quick fix. There's no way I could get those people's jobs back. I felt like a failure. I had stepped away from our own business, Brett and I, our own business began to suffer because I spent so much time creating this program. And we had 2 young kids, and I had just been diagnosed with the disease known as woe is me. I feel so bad for myself because I have to do everything, and I don't want anyone's help because I need all the credit, and no one else can do it as well as I can because no one has a clue. Do you guys have that disease sometimes? So I went on a mission. Like, I'm going to figure this out. Number one, I cannot rely on TV, and I cannot rely on infomercials. And how did I end up here anyways? What am I doing in fitness? I didn't start off in fitness. My degree that has nothing to do with fitness is justice, morality, and constitutional democracy. I'm an entrepreneur at my heart, and I need to figure out what I've done wrong. And so I enlisted on a full-blown mission to understand how to build a business online, how to use social media, how to build funnels, how to attract the right people, how to attract people I want to work with, how to have control so that I didn't have to rely on social media, how to build my brand, me, not like that person. And I learned that the more I invested in myself, the greater my return. Now I want to tell you about the very first investment that I made. It was in a housekeeper. Actually, it wasn't even a housekeeper. I was devastated, and Brett knew it, and I couldn't stop crying, and I couldn't stop complaining, and I was such a martyr at that moment. And I said, I just can't keep going. I'm tired. I'm done with this. Why is it's all me? No one can help me. It's all, and I can't keep going at this pace. I'm drowning. I can't breathe, and I'm failing, and I need help. And he'd say, well, just, what do you need? I'm like, well, and the kids need this, and I'm a mom, and I'm working from home, and there's always laundry. There's always laundry on our couch. Piles and piles of laundry. That's why I can't work. You're laughing because you know it's true. Yeah, it is. It's so true. And I would just be like, I know I need to do this, and our livelihood depends on it, but none of this has been put away. So he said, hire someone to do laundry. I'm like, how? And that was horrible, because I'm like, I felt so guilty already. I'm already costing us so much money. I've cost us this money. I just need to get more organized. He said, no, listen, accept help or stop doing what you're doing. Let's have someone come in twice a week for 3 hours each. We'll hire someone. Just do it for 2 weeks until you feel like everything's caught up and the clothes and the closets are back in order. Just do it for 2 weeks. And then we can get rid of whoever that is. So I ran an ad. And Inez started that Monday. And I don't know what she looks like, but she was like a Tasmanian devil. Just a whirling tornado of sweat. And she would come in, and in 3 hours, she would do the laundry. And while she's waiting for things to dry, she would clean. 6 hours. I paid her just a little over minimum wage. We didn't have any money. She was happy to have the job. My house was perfection in 6 hours. See, what most of you do is you maybe hire someone once a month, and then you clean for 3 days before they get there. Pick this up, the cleaning lady is coming. Pick it up. But you don't have to do that, and it's cheaper, and it's more reliable for that person. If you pick one person, her name was Inez, and let me tell you, every shirt was hung according to color and sleeve length. You open up my drawer of bras, and you would have swore you were at Victoria's Secret. Just cups stacked on top of cups. Every sock had a match. And I had nothing to procrastinate on.
I'm in love with Inez.
You need your own Inez.
Yeah.
That was a really small investment, and it was hard for us to do because at the time we were broke. Like literally, a lot in debt. Not a little in debt, a lot in debt. $400,000 in debt. That's a lot of debt. It's a lot of guilt to say, I trust that I can't afford not to invest in me, because I believe in me. I believe I have to free myself from some of these things. I have to believe that there's certain things I just should not be doing. And I didn't want to outsource parenting. And no judgment, because a lot of people do. They will remain nameless. How's that working out? But I did want to be available for them. I wanted to be present. I wanted to be a better wife. I wanted to be able to enjoy what I was doing, and I got so deep into it that I wasn't able to enjoy it because I still wanted to do all those other things. But once I invested in Inez, it opened up the floodgates. And every single time I made a decision to invest in other people, my business got bigger and my life got better. So I ask you first right now in this moment to examine why there are certain things you won't let go of. I had to go to therapy. Hopefully you can figure it out just sitting right here, but I had to go to therapy and figure out what I wanted was the credit. I wanted anything that was in their business, I wanted to be able to say, oh, I did that. Oh, I did that too. Oh yeah, no, and I also put away all the clothes. I cooked the children their meals. Like I literally, those are the things, I wanted credit for everything. And once I literally realized my dream was not going to get any bigger until I started to invest in myself, and that meant investing in other people, and that's when things changed. Our next infomercial was just putting together the right ingredients, right? So if I asked you what ingredients go into a German chocolate cake, most of you could list them, or pretty close to it. But it's not just the ingredients, it's also the right order. It's knowing the order to do things in, and that's what a cake mix is all about, right? Like, that's why we buy these, because this is an investment. That's an investment, entrepreneurs. Because we too often, we're like, okay, let me look at that. I can figure that out. Yeah, I went to school for journalism, but I'll learn how to code. Right? I have no business editing videos, but I'll figure it out. Like that's what we do. We look at a piece of cake and we're like, well, I know what ingredients go into this. I can figure it out. But we don't realize, A, that's costing you your life. Because you can't live your life if you're trying to figure out all these things. You think you're saving money. I am here on this stage, having worked with thousands and thousands and thousands of entrepreneurs who've gone from struggling, stressed success to abundancy and a different lifestyle. And it comes when they realize they have got to stop thinking that way. I can figure this out and I'll save us money because I'll figure it out. No, you won't. That's old school. That's what my dad used to do. I don't want to be an entrepreneur like my dad used to be. I want to be a new style entrepreneur who can actually enjoy the fruits, who can actually connect and relax and enjoy life a little bit. And that's what I had to do. So I went to every seminar, I went to every workshop, I bought online courses, I spent tens of thousands of dollars on experts to teach me what they knew about how to build a business online. I learned the formula. And eventually, our next PIO infomercial, again, I was with a partner, so I didn't have any say in what that looked like. And this is what the first infomercial on TV, you might not have seen this one, that's Maria Menounos in the red dress, and that's me in giant platforms and a jumper, even though it's a fitness video, huh? I'm so confused. Well, that's because I had tennis shoes. And, okay, so look at, I'm in monster heels right there, like monster heels. And she's very tall. She's in the Amazon, like she's freakishly tall. She's like 5'8". off so you get the full effect. Oh no, I won't, because it'll take me too long to get them back on. But so I ran out my tennis shoes in my fitness apparel, I'm like, and she's like way up here, and all of a sudden they're like, cut! I was like literally down here, and she's up there, I'm like, so I went to the program, and they're like, cut! And they're like, do you have like heels you can wear? I'm like, in fitness heels? And they're like, well, do you have any other? So I literally wore the outfit I was going to wear to dinner after we were done filming this, to shoot this, because it was so bizarre to see this like little tiny human next to this tall, statuesque woman. This infomercial bombed. It's the right product. It's the right product. Because when Beachbody called me and said, we tried, we spent millions testing this, and I'm about to get another failure on my baby. Pio, I spent 12 years developing that before it went on TV. And I'm about to get another failure? Oh, hell no. Hell to the no. No, no, no. Because I've been doing my work since the last one, and this is not going to happen. Let me do it. I said to the CEO, and he goes, what do you mean? I go, I'll do it on my phone. So this was like a 20 camera shoot, craft services, you know, hair and makeup, and I said, no, just give me, I'll just film it on my phone. I filmed it on my phone, and I followed everything I learned from the experts I invested in. And Pio, here's our new one. I think it'll play. Maybe you have to play back there. Yeah. Filmed on my iPhone.
Best-selling fitness DVDs.
I've been doing this a long time, and with that experience comes knowledge, personal knowledge. I know we don't have to punish our bodies to have an amazing body. Well, you're in the workouts are shorter, you don't have to jump around, there's no equipment, and you can do it in the comfort and privacy of your own home. How much space do you need? Not a lot. I'm going to do it right now here in my hotel room. You can do this in just a couple of feet in front of your laptop or your TV, and that's what makes Pio so convenient. I was able to pop in the DVD and do my workout. I never thought that I would have been able to lose the weight that I did. With Pio, I've lost 15 pounds and I feel amazing. Did you see the deer heads? I get it, I'm from the Midwest. But did you see her results? Okay, and now Karen. Karen had never exercised before in her entire
Okay, we're
life.
good. We're good. You can kill that video. All right, so like legit, this I already knew. I knew how to do this now, and I knew it isn't about fancy equipment. It's about what you're saying and how you're making people feel and that connection. I understood that, and so I was fortunate enough that Beachbody believed in me, and they said, "This is pretty funny. We'll test it," and they did, and it was the #1 infomercial because it was the right ingredients in the right order. And when you've got the right ingredients and you put things in the right order, you win. You win. And that's this. See the green line that starts all the way back over there? I can't even read that far. Stand by. 2015. That's when we first tested it. You see this green line? This is earnings. This is when mine took off. Didn't cost anything. I filmed it on my phone. You don't need anything expensive. You just need to know the right ingredients and in the right order. It was the #1 infomercial, 2017. I was the infomercial host of the year for 2017. It was the #1 fitness infomercial in 2018, and it's still the #1 fitness infomercial today. Isn't that crazy? I'm really proud of it because it was really like following the right steps. And that provide kind of like a cake mix. You know, if you try to make a German chocolate cake from scratch, it's not going to turn out the same as when you use a cake mix, right? Because all the ingredients are there and you know how to put them in the right order. But for so many of you, you think it's like, okay, I need more social media. Right? So that's what I need. If I'm going to get a larger reach, because there's only so much we can do belly to belly. There's only so many people we can reach. We've tapped out our closest contacts, the people who we think are ideal fits for our team. So where do you find more people? Where do you find the person who you want to work with, your dream person? You know who they are. You've described them, but how do you find them? Well, there's lots of them online. And the people at the top, many of whom are even sitting in this room, have figured out I can just show people who I am, and I'll attract the right people, and I'll repel people too, right? There's certain people that are not going to be attracted to you, and thank God, because you're able to truly be yourself when the people who are attracted to you find you. But they have to find you, and they're not coming and knocking on your door, right? And they're not all showing up at your son's softball or baseball game. Girls play softball, right?
Yeah.
Boys play baseball. Got it. But they are online. So we chase our tail doing all these different things in social media, and you hear, oh, you should definitely, you've got to do Facebook groups. Oh, no, you've got to, if you're about Snapchat, what about Twitter? Twitter seems like it's coming back. How about YouTube? I should have my own YouTube. Instagram. Instagram is like 20 platforms in one. I've got to do them all and link them. Oh, and Pinterest. Feel familiar? Yeah. But to have success, you've got to have the right ingredients in the right order. And as I teach my students, I have a program called the Marketing Impact Academy. And when I created this program, I created it because I'd spent so much money getting all the right ingredients, but there was no one to give me a blueprint for what order should I be even learning these things in. So, like, one of the very first things I did is I spent, how much money was the seminar I went to on how to write a book? $10,000. So I spent $10,000 on a 3-day seminar on how to write a book, and figured out that was in the wrong order. You don't figure out how to write a book until you figure out how to have a platform. You need a platform first. All right, now I got to figure out how to have a platform. Now I kept getting all the right pieces from the perfect experts, the right people, but wasting a whole bunch of time and a whole bunch of money because I kept doing it in the wrong order because no one said you should do it in this order. And I said, when I figure all this out, I'm going to tell people what order to do this in so they don't waste time. And I'm here to tell you that social media is not step one. That's a waste of time. Until you have the other pieces in place. It will build your following, but it's not going to help you with business growth. Not the way you want. And you hear things like, well, should I start a podcast? You need more followers. You got to promote your product. Don't forget to go live on YouTube. Now you can also build your email list. What about creating a product? You should create your own product. You should write a book. Don't forget to network. What about email management? Do a webinar. Facebook ads. Right? So, does it drive you crazy a little bit? And you hear these things, you're like, oh, so-and-so's doing a podcast. Well, I guess I should do a podcast. Well, that's what's going live every day, and they're killing it. Well, then I'll go live every day, right? And you just keep doing this and doing this. But the truth of the matter is, all those things are the right ingredients. But it only matters if you do them in the right order. And that's what I want to share with you today. Sound good?
Yes.
Okay. This is the order. Write this down. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you before we go much further. I'm going to share with you the order, and you can go home and figure it out yourself. You can go home and YouTube it, you can go to a bunch of seminars, and you can figure out how to do this yourself. Or, when I finish, I'm going to give you the opportunity to work with me. And I don't know if you can tell yet, but I'm pretty passionate about people doing things in the right order. I've given you a little bit of tough love, and my students will tell you that, and that's why we've had such great success. Because I don't care if you get mad at me, I care about your life. I care about the fact that your kids think you're always on your phone. I care about the fact that you aren't successful, no matter how much money you're making, or your rank in doTERRA, if your relationships are shit. Not by my definition, by yours. Because you want to be happy. And it's really hard to be happy when your relationships are falling apart. You feel discord and disconnect. And I think there's too many people out there right now, too many people, especially in social media, telling you hustle, hustle, hustle. You should be doing this, you should be doing that. You dream bigger, go, just live your best life and leave everybody else behind. Girls, check yourself. Wash your face and check yourself. First thing you have to do is you have to know who it is you're trying to attract. I call that your lifer. Now here's my definition of a lifer. Some people call it an avatar. A lifer is this. It's a person who you meet them and you're like, oh, I've known this person's soul forever. Right? A lifer, you can totally look like You're from different planets, but there's something about this person, you feel so connected to them. It's like their heart. There's something about this person, and usually, this is how I describe a lifer. If I find my lifer, you can't get rid of me. I'm going to take care of you through the course of your life. Because where you are right now and where I'm at, I'm going to be able to continually help you until you go past me. And that's ultimately what I want you to do. Ultimately, I want to be able to speak at your convention. Ultimately, I want to be able to say, look at where she is. A lifer is someone who, I feel like you got me for life, and hopefully they want me for life too, but you got me, you're going to need to get a restraining order to get rid of me because I see your potential. Do you have those people, like you see their potential and they don't? Right? Listen, here's a little tip for you. As long as you're moving even this fast, don't leave them. But if they stop moving and they're expecting you to carry them, see it, don't want to be it. Right? And you have to have a cutoff point because there's other people who need your help. But if they're inching themselves forward, attract your lifer. You have to know who they are. But in order to know who they are, you have to know who you are and what it is that makes you unique. And you hear that all the time, right? Like, what makes you unique? And it can be scary because you're like, I don't know that there's anything that different about me. So let me make this really easy for you. What makes you unique is everything. It's all the pieces of you. That's what makes you unique. It's the fact that I love rap music, and fitness, and lashes, and I'm a Christian, and I am married, and I believe that you should take care of your family first. And none of those things are unique. There are other people who have all those same things, but the collection of these things are what makes me unique. The collection of these things are what, and by putting it out there, like putting those things out there, then someone who has those same things and is looking for those things, they will find me. But if I don't put that out there, if I only look one-dimensional, I'm not going to attract that person who's looking for like all those things. That's so weird. I like rap music too. Oh my gosh, that's good. You know, all these things, or that's what they relate to, the fact that I can be myself. Maybe that's what it is. But if you don't put out to the world what's important to you, no one will know how to find you. So I don't think you need to know everything about me because I'm not proud of all of it. But the things I'm like, this is me, so I'm not going to hide it. You know, it's like my faith. I'm going to put it out there because I don't want to work with you if that's a problem for you. I respect your religion, I respect your faith, or maybe even if you don't have one. But I'm not going to hide mine because it's important to me. And I'm also not going to like be so professional that you don't know that I love to dance and that I should have been a rap star. And there's still a chance. And I'm not going to hide that because that makes me happy. And why would I hide the part of me that that makes me happy? It gives me joy. So you want to put all those things out there so that you can find your lifer. But you first got to put it down on paper. And then, guess what else? This is step 2. How many of you have an email management program where you're collecting emails? And I don't mean Excel, I mean like an automated program that collects and segments your email list. How many of you have a segmented email list? Yeah! Give a round of applause. Give a round of applause. Because there's a lot of leaders in this room, and I'm just asking you, if you remember nothing else from today, you need an email management program. That's called passive income. And I know you want some passive income. You need to develop at least one funnel. These are the steps. So first you get first, second, third. Notice social media hasn't come in here yet. Then look at that. Oh, ooh, really? Yeah. Yeah. How about just 6 hours a week? How about just 3 hours a week? I don't care if it's an Inez or a virtual assistant or someone, but you need help. And when you make that investment, your dream will get bigger. As you grow your team, you will grow your team. You will grow your dream. Then you build your social. And not through, necessarily, although to some people it's working, attraction marketing. I like curiosity marketing. And so the thing that I teach curiosity marketing is, instead of trying to get likes and more followers, I'm trying to have conversations. And I teach you how to have conversations. Because if you spend 5 minutes with me, you're going to see I'm pretty curious. And I really want to know who you are so I can figure out if I should run for the hills or invest some time with you. So I teach my students how to use curiosity marketing. And let me tell you, that step alone is such a relief. Because you no longer are looking at your likes or your followers and thinking, I need more. You approach the people who are following you from a position of abundance. I will tell you right now, I don't need one more follower. I don't. I need to know the ones that I have better. I need to understand why they aren't engaging with my stuff, what's going on in their lives. That's what curiosity marketing teaches you. And then I grow my email list, because here's the deal. See, most people get on social media to grow their popularity. Because if you haven't set up your email so that it's segmenting the people who you're attracting, if you haven't built at least one funnel when you're going on social media, what's the point? You lose your Instagram following. Instagram went down for a day last week. And I had no idea how to have a flat tummy and what tea to drink to make it happen. I had no way of knowing how to get my butt bigger. If my friends weren't posting sweaty selfies, I had no idea if they worked out that day. I was lost. But you could, and it happens all the time. I'm sure all of you know someone who's been in Facebook jail or has lost an account, or they're so worried about that. But if you're going on social media listen, please, if you're going on social media without an intention, you're no different than a 14-year-old boy. Wasting time on your phone. It's a popularity contest. See, it's like going out to look for a mate, and you don't have your own life together. Right? You're like, hey, we should go on a date, but I don't have a car or money to take you anywhere. But I want people to, say yes. I want people to say yes, but I don't have any place to take you. An email list and your funnel is where you send people. Because you shouldn't be selling on social media. You don't need to sell on social media. I teach my students, we don't sell on social media. We connect in social media. The selling happens on the email list. Our email list to date, in just a 1-month period, can make us over $1 million. Just an email list. Because we've spent the time, not from TV. TV doesn't make me anything. My email list pays the bills. My email list allows for the lifestyle. And most people don't know that. And by the way, I hate to say this, but it just is true. A very small percentage of people in this room will follow through on that idea. Because that's just how the law of averages, right? Some of you will be like, I get it. Show me how. And some of you will be like, yeah, and that sounds hard. So I'm going to go back to coming up with something really creative to post tomorrow. Grow your email list, and then you listen to your tribe. That's the most awesome part of this. Do you suspect, and this might be controversial, but I'm just going to say it because I always say it when I talk to leaders in network marketing organizations. Do you think there's a very high likelihood that you will be exclusively making your income from doTERRA 10 years from now? Exclusive. How many of you think it could be from other areas? Okay, so hands up if you would love to have additional streams of income. And this is going to be controversial, but I say it to every group. Something could happen tomorrow, and it goes away. Government shuts it down. Find out an ingredient was toxic or controversial. I mean, that could happen. It happens all the time. You know this in network marketing organizations. So what do you have?
Email list.
Email list? Your brand. You. Because if people have fallen in love with you, if people are part of your tribe, which by the way doesn't make you like, I'm the leader of the tribe, I'm listening to my tribe. You are like a Sherpa with a flashlight. We're going this way, guys. But you are part of the tribe. Any good tribesman knows that we are all part of a tribe. This isn't a dictatorship. Right? But that is building your brand. And if you take note over the next couple of days, take a look at the people who are really killing it in doTERRA. Have they created their own brand? Because that's where the additional streams of income come in. That's where the future comes in. And guess what? That's when I don't have to sell anymore. Dr. Axe? Think about it. See your brand?
Yes.
Can he do, no matter, if he says this is good for you, you're like, thank you, I don't have to do my research because I trust you. You haven't steered me wrong, right? It's that internal trust where I don't care what you're doing next, but I'm with you. That's the kind of tribe you want. You want a tribe that says, you have never steered me wrong, so whatever you're doing next, I'm going with you. You're writing a book, I'm going with you. You're doing a seminar to teach people how to build leaders, I'm going with you. No matter what it is, I'm going with you because I know you're going to take care of me. And when you have an email list, you can listen to your tribe. They're going to tell you what they want. They're going to tell you how much you should charge for it. They're going to tell you what you should call it. And they're going to tell you when the time is right. They're going to ask for it. And then you need testimonials. Can we play Diane's testimonial, if that's possible? So I talked to you in the beginning. Remember I said don't forget about testimonials? I'm going to teach you, those of you who make an investment in yourself and want to work with me, I'm going to teach you the magic of testimonials so that you never have to sell. You'll let your testimonials do it for you. I didn't have to sell myself for an infomercial. I walked in with that book and handed it across the table, and I didn't have to say a word. Let's play that.
My biggest fear in life was I was going to spend the majority of my life with my head down on my computer, and then one day look up and not know where my life had gone. And I don't have that fear anymore. So before Marketing Impact Academy, I was the struggling social media person. I would put my head down and I would work every day hoping that someone would find me. My Facebook page was stuck at a few thousand followers for several years. I was running ads to gain a following on my Facebook page. They weren't targeted and they weren't active on my page. Marketing Impact really helped me figure out how to grow my Facebook presence, and social media is constantly changing. So the skill set that I learned while I was at Marketing Impact really did help me launch a new way of gaining followers in social media. Marketing Impact Academy taught me how to brand myself. And once I started speaking authentically from who I was and what I was experiencing, I was able to create a community of like-minded people. Since last year, I have developed 4 digital online courses that are now the primary income earner for our family. Everything that I've learned from Marketing Impact Academy has really helped me create a full-fledged business where we're making multiple 6-figure incomes in just a 12-month period. Revenue for us as a family last year was $250,000 to $300,000. Our life has completely changed. I no longer have my head down in a phone or sitting at a desk at a computer. I do the work that's necessary to build my business. I do the work that's necessary to support my customer base and the women and people who follow me. And the rest of our life is joyful and stress-free because we've built in the time and the financial freedom and flexibility that we'd always hoped for. Marketing Impact gave me exactly what I needed. I needed steps and I needed systems in place. And I wouldn't have had that confidence or that skill set had I not been at Marketing Impact. The thought of investing in a program like Marketing Impact when you're not successful in your business yet can be a little difficult to wrap your head around. But sitting here today, after utilizing all of the skills that I have learned through Marketing Impact, it was worth every penny and has paid us back tenfold. If you're that person that's looking at someone else and wondering why that can't be you, then you should invest in Marketing Impact Academy. Because I used to be that person, and now I'm that person that people are looking at going, wow, I wish that was me.
Pretty cool, huh? Thank you. It's much more powerful for people to hear about you, not from you. Right? The emails that you get from the people you've helped, save every one of them. I'm going to teach you how to take those emails, those comments in social media, and turn them into features on your website. They don't all have to be video. They don't have to be photos. Words are very, very powerful, but your testimonials are gold, and they do the selling for you. So this is what we do inside the Marketing Impact Academy. And I have forms I want to hand out so that you know exactly what it is the Marketing Impact Academy is. And this is really important for me because I want you to see if this is the right fit for you. This is your opportunity to say, okay, I want to invest in myself. Does this offer what I need? So I'm going to wait till those come around. Thanks, gals. Maybe we can have like a half a group go over here. Yeah, awesome. Thank you. But this is my baby. I created this because I knew there was a need. Because I had too many friends doing the exact same thing, trying to figure this out on their own, and spending a ton of money, and figuring it out, but oftentimes in the wrong order. Diane's story. Diane is a network marketer, and when she joined the academy, she was making 5 figures and had been at it for more than 5 years and loved her product, but also struggled because she was doing kind of the same thing everybody else was doing. And once she started to develop her own brand, here's the cool piece, is 6 figures is not from her MLM. That 6 figures is just from the online courses that she's now created. And there's a million different ways to make additional income. One of our students, well, let me tell you about Diane, finish with Diane. So, but at the same time, here's what she wasn't expecting, is that it built her network marketing business. Because people were far more attracted to her as a brand, as putting herself out there, who she is, instead of before leading with her product. You are not your product. We don't do businesses. We don't do business with products. We don't fall in love with products. We fall in love with people. So the more you get people to fall in love with your brand, it doesn't, they're just like, what, I want to use the hair spray you're using, I want to use the oils you're using, and I want to attend your seminar, and I want to buy your book. Because I trust you. Because you're taking care of me for life. That's another thing I teach you inside the academy, is you got to give, listen to this, people a place to grow. If I give you everything I have the first time you say yes, now how do I take care of you? I want to take care of you along the course of your development. You've got to give people a place to grow. So many people are like, oh, I've got this idea, yeah, I'm gonna create this like, you know, big, giant thing that I'm gonna sell to people, and it's gonna give them everything. But now you're done, they're done. And most people weren't ready for that anyways. So you learn the right order to do things in. And the first thing is your email management. That's the very first thing I'm going to help you to understand is after you understand how it is you find your lifers. And then funnels. Now that you have people's attention, that word scares a lot of people. They're like, what is a funnel? You want me to give you an example of a funnel? What's a funnel? Anybody know what a funnel is? Yeah, we got a couple hands up. I bet those people with the email list. Okay, so if you go to, for example, follow me on Instagram, and I say, hey guys, I have a free course that teaches you goal setting. Just go to howtopushjournal.com, right? And this is an actual funnel. So you go there and you're like, oh cool, I want to learn how to do this goal setting thing. And you go there and you'll watch the videos where I'll teach you my style of goal setting. And you've entered your email address in exchange for that video series. Okay? That is the first step of the funnel. The next step is I've got to follow up and send you some follow-up emails, because what do I ultimately I want you to become not just someone who's watching me on social media, I want you to become a customer. So now I will have a sequence of email follow-ups offering additional tips on how to get your life organized. And then maybe around the 4th or 5th email, I might say, by the way, this is the journal that I'm using in that video. This is my daily planner. And here's a discount. So the funnel is taking them to here's the free thing in exchange for your email address. And ultimately that leads to a sale. Now that sale of a journal or oil or training or whatever it is can lead to the next thing along that journey. That's a funnel. The most basic of funnels is to just have one thing that you give people for free. One thing. So that instead of expecting people to sign up to become a business builder with you via DM, you're saying to them, I've got this great guide that helps you how to use oils to aid in the relief from anxiety or postpartum depression. And they enter their email address, and now they're on your email list. That's a funnel. That's a basic funnel. Clear? Yeah. So I'm going to force you, as my student, to create that. Because you're already giving it away anyways. But you're not collecting people's email addresses for it. I'm going to force you to make a funnel. I'm going to teach you how. Step by step by step by step. The same way I taught you how to do that dance, that's how I teach. With analogies, slow, pictures, cartoons, sketches, doodles. That's how I teach. Because I'm not a very good student. And I'm not tech savvy. So that's how I teach my students. Social media. Social media, I'm going to touch upon how you can attract people, but more importantly, I'm going to teach you how to be curious and how to use curiosity marketing. And to use that to grow your email list. Because I want you to be on social media. Hear me clearly. I want you to be on social media after you set up a funnel. Because if you've got people's attention, take their email address and serve them into the future. Otherwise, you're going to get lost. How many great people have you followed on social media and you can't find them anymore? Like there's an account, you're like, I want to find that one account that's got the great interior design. Raise your hand if you've done that. You're like, I don't even know where that is. Hands up. But if they had your email address and they were emailing you that, that's a relationship. You need to listen to your tribe. Your tribe, you create these mini focus groups, beta testing, if you will, and they're going to tell you what works, what they want, and how you can help them. And testimonials. So there's a specific formula for testimonials. How are you going to get videotaped testimonials? I'm going to tell you how. I'm going to help you write the email. I'm going to show you how to show them what they need to say, how to open their phones, how to record it to you and send it to you. I'm going to teach you how to do that, and then what you're supposed to do with that video. And if you can't get people to give you a video, I'll teach you how to take those emails you're getting from your customers, the ones that are like, you've changed my life. This helped me through this. I've been able to heal this. And put those to work for you so you don't have to sell. You don't have to convince people to do this. You let other people, the people who you have helped, let them do the work for you. This is Kim Garst, one of my students. She's got her own, I mean, like, this is a perfect example of someone who was once a student who's now, like, surpassed my greatest expectations. So now I'm able to help serve her. It's amazing. So she went live on any social media platform. This is the very first time she did this, offered her course. She had 264 views of that video. It was a 12-minute video. She made $13K. It's a 55% conversion rate. That means over half of the people that were watching the video purchased from her. Why? She had the right lifers watching. She had the right people watching. Oh, you know what I love about Kim too? I love her because she's like, you know, I'm not 20-something. I'm not, you know, in college filming YouTube videos about my latest shopping haul at Urban Outfitters. You know, she was so afraid to go on social because she's like, I don't want people the trolls to say I'm old or like glasses. But you know what? If you learn how to do this, the right people show up. Because there's a lot of us out there who aren't 20, who are looking for someone who looks like us, to talk to us in a way that makes sense to us. Nicole Walters. Anybody know Nicole? Former student of mine. She was selling $12 webinars. 1K in 3 weeks. Then we put together a $99 beta test. So she was selling a $12 webinar to teach people how she was building her business. Okay? So you've got a system in place that you've used to build your business. And that's valuable to people. And I don't know what the bylaws are or regulations around your organization. Every organization is a little different. But you can do something like she did, where she put together a $12 webinar and said, here, this webinar will teach you exactly the system that I follow to find great business builders and leaders and customers. She sold it for $12. Once she had that tribe, I said, let's turn this into a $99 course, give the people what they want, and in less time, 53K in just one broadcast. One broadcast. This is a great one. I'm going to go past that one really quick because I want to tell you about her without you looking at that screen, because this happened last week. So a lot of people struggle with the tech side of things. Like, oh man, a webinar, I got to sell a course. What? Excuse me? I'm so confused now. Dr. Michaela is one of those people and one of my favorite students. So just last week, she went back into the Marketing Impact Academy. See, because this course is evergreen. It's not the type of course, just to be very clear, because I'm sure you've seen courses before. This is not the type of course where you go, 8 weeks and we're done. It's not that way. It's a library. Because there are things that you need to learn 6 months from now, you're not ready to learn right now. So I give you lifetime access to it. So I got a call from her last week. She'd gone back into the academy to learn how to do a quick cash bonus. Website down. Can't get a hold of her website designer. None of her course. She's like, I have no clue what I'm doing online. Zero clue. I save people's lives. I'm a therapist. But I don't make money unless people are coming into my door. And if people are coming to my door, then I'm not making money unless I'm working. And that's a lot of time away from my kids. She's going through a divorce. Said, I cannot afford to be away from my kids this much. So here's what she did. She went back in, learned how to do the quick cash bonus, created a landing page, very simple, takes about 20 minutes. People sign up for Skype consultations with her. Skype consultations, and in just a 24-hour period, earned over $10,000. Going live with a very, very small following. And those are people that she can see now on a Sunday morning while her kids are sleeping, or a Thursday night while the kids are with their dad. Like there are other opportunities that aren't so tech-based. So don't let that intimidate you. I mean, the value that you have is your knowledge. It's who you are, it's how you care. And the technology piece of it, trust me when I say this, I have students who are 76 years old. Maya Barron's, one of my favorite students. And if I can teach her how to do this, I can teach you how to do this. The tech stuff should not overwhelm you because so much of it now is drag and drop. But even still, I create screen flow tutorials so you'll feel like I'm sitting at the computer with you if the tech stuff is what you're interested in. But it's your knowledge. It's your heart that people want. And this was different about the Marketing Impact Academy, different from other courses, and I can say this with great pride because this is how I need to learn. That's great that that's what I'm supposed to do. How do I do that? I didn't know how. Exactly how. Like, click this button how. And that's how I teach. Now, if you're super techy and that feels too slow for you, fine. You can fast forward or skip over those lessons. But most people are very much like me where they just, it can become an obstacle. So I walk you through the process. And almost every tool now to build your business is free. Like your email provider, like that's just free. MailChimp, that's free. Like all of these tools, of course they don't all have like, you know, once your business gets big enough, you upgrade to a bigger software program. But most of the stuff now is free. It was so expensive, like even 5 years ago. When Brett and I first started building this, you had to pay for all those things. Now almost every single platform has something free available for you to start. So this is what you'll find when you make an investment in the Marketing Impact Academy. The very first thing I teach you is how to get a quick cash bonus. This is how to make money without having to create anything or connect tech. It's just a very simple way, like people don't even understand that there are additional streams of income available just so you can let it trickle in and see how that feels. So you have more than your eggs in one basket. Your eggs in one basket is about the riskiest thing you can do. Because you've already figured out how to be successful, you wouldn't be here. So don't let fear stop you. Like right now, I can see in the audience that there's some people who are like, makes me nervous. I know this. I know this. Yeah, but greatness is outside of your comfort zone. It's doing that thing that, yeah, I believe in me. I'm smart enough. I'm smart enough. You are smart enough. And I understand that I have more potential. You'll learn how to find out who your lifers are. Let me show you this. So what does this look like? When you become a student, you go online and you can watch it from your phone. You just log in when you've got 20 minutes to kill because you're waiting for your kids or you're waiting for your flight back home. And you can watch it the whole flight home. You just watch the lesson on your phone and you can download every single questionnaire, every single form, so this is workbook style. This is your playbook. This is word for word, step by step, every single lesson. And you'll get this when you purchase and make that investment. And it walks you through it page by page by page. So also you don't lose it. You actually have it to refer back to when you're creating a landing page, when you're writing your emails. All of the workbook templates are here so that you know exactly what it's supposed to look like and can refer back to it. So you'll go through a questionnaire and you'll figure out what makes you unique. Your brand colors, your brand fonts. These things represent who you are. What images you're putting on your website and your social media. You may be sending people completely the wrong message. The message that you're sending, perhaps, is why you are attracting the wrong kind of people. Then you'll learn how to build your email list, and it's pretty simple. Then we'll create freemiums. A freemium is that funnel. A freemium is the first thing where you're like, hey, if you give me your email address, I'm going to give you this downloadable guide on how to evaluate which oil to use for which element. Whatever it is, you're giving them something in exchange for their email list. Then we'll do social seeding. Social seeding is you understand what's the very bare minimum you need on each one of the social platforms, like just so that, not that you have to keep it active and spend a lot of time there, but if somebody's looking for you on Twitter, because that's all they use, they should be able to find you. Have you done that? Gone to try to find someone and they just don't exist on Facebook? Or you go to Twitter and you're like, I can't find them. I can't find them on Instagram. I'm going to make sure people can find you no matter what platform they're looking at. I'm not saying you have to spend a lot of time building that platform, but I'm going to teach you how to help people find you. Because we only look on the platform that we are comfortable with. So if your lifer is on Instagram and you're not, you're missing her. Then how to use video so that you understand the formula. That same formula that works in the infomercials, that same formula that works in social, that same formula that allows you to stop selling and start serving. And then I'll also teach, hey, that's like the same shirt from a different color. I'm going to teach you how to tap into your lifer. So like when I've talked about beta testing and focus groups, you're probably like, what does that mean? I'm going to teach you how to take a very small group, in a Facebook group, and say, what do you need? What are you struggling with? And I'll walk you through the questions you ask. So they're going to tell you what training, what webinar, what call, what consultation they want from you. They're going to tell you everything you need to know. Because we're usually a couple steps too far ahead of our customers. Like we forget what it was like when we first started. We forget because we're too far along. This will teach you how to do that. And then how to develop a product, but not in a test tube. Because I'm going to spend all this time and money kind of developing this book, or this seminar, or this webinar, and we do that without talking to our tribe. And then we're bummed because no one's interested. Co-create it. Everything that we do in our business now is co-created. They help us. They tell us what they want. And then, obviously, testimonial mastery, I think that speaks for itself. How to create multiple streams of passive income. You know, just by simple things like adding links to your YouTube videos, understanding the value of that email list. I mean, we send out a weekly email on Fridays to our customers, to our lifers, And I just update them on what's been on my mind that week. And it's literally taken from all the things I talked about on social media that week. And that email alone, just by putting a few links in there, is one of our best revenue sources. And I'm not selling, it's just, and so by the way, if you wanted to know where that was, it's here. Just simple things, leaving additional income on the table. People are buying these things because it's you anyways, because you're recommending it, because they trust you and they believe you, and it's your word. And I want to teach you how to do that. Because when those streams, listen, when those streams start coming in, and you're not even working hard on them, you're focused on your business, you're focused on your one thing. But when you're serving people in all these other ways, and these other streams start coming in, that's when people have huge success. That's what makes the difference between stress success and smart success. Really. And being able to live that lifestyle. So, I've spent, as my husband can verify, a lot more than $10,000 that year. It was actually about a year and a half period. I went to every seminar. I bought every online program. I networked. I paid for high-priced consultations with experts and collected all that information. In total, I dare say that we spent over 6 figures over the course of 2 years trying to figure this out. Now, that was 6 years ago. It was more expensive to start a lot of these things. So many of these pieces now are free. Free software, free services that allow you to build a landing page. They're like plug-in, and you just say, I want it to be blue. I want it to say this. Drop and drag a photo. Insert email address here. It's literally that simple. But you aren't going to have to pay $100,000. You don't have to go back to school to get a marketing degree to learn this stuff. In fact, this is my promise to you, if you do decide to go back to school and get an MBA, and you think you're going to learn more than what you will in here, I will pay for your tuition. I've not had one person, I've had plenty of people go through and say, you were right, I have an MBA in business, and I learned a hell of a lot more in this. My son was a student at Georgetown University at their business campus, their business track, and he was like, Mom, I cannot believe how much more I've learned inside the Marketing Impact Academy. My son's still a college athlete, and just as I was raised, we raised him and said, you're buying your own car. So have fun raising money for it. He's a college athlete. We made him go through this course. I said, we're going to send him to school, but frankly, I need him to know how to make money. I need him to know how to do this. So it was his job. We made him go through this as a student. This year, my son, who's a Division I quarterback at UC Davis, made $100,000 of his own money while being a full-time student because of this. Not because of what he's doing at school. Thank you! And he bought his own car, and he's paying for his own dates and other foolish things that we don't have to pay for. And he's self-sufficient. He's like, and I'll tell you what, that kid is so proud that he'll tell you over and over. He's like, you do know I'm self-sufficient. I'm like, yeah, don't forget it. But it's literally step by step and limited time. Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of time. Not many of us do. It's learning how to prioritize it and get through it in pieces. So, you don't have to spend that kind of money. This is your opportunity. You can start today. 357, 6 payments, right? So you can see that on your page now. So it's 6 payments of $357. But you make your first payment today, right? And you'll immediately have access. Now, you have 30 days to figure out if you're like, nah, this is not for me. It's just not. And you can have a full refund. That's my promise to you. Okay? That's my promise to you. You have to make a decision to invest in yourself to do that. But here's what I want you to know, because I'm a mom and because I know you, type A's. Life is going to get in the way, and you're going to get really excited. This is what's going to happen. You're going to get really excited about this, and you're going to dig in, you're going to be like, yeah, and then something's going to happen. And you're going to be like, oh, man, I forgot about that thing. And guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna keep emailing you and say, get back in there. I can see how far you've gone. Let's do it. You have lifetime access. You might end up having to take care of an elderly parent this year, and it just doesn't work out for you. You still have access, indefinitely. And I'm forever updating it. I updated 6 of the lessons this week. Why? Because I get it. Because everything changes. You know, even how landing pages work, how emails work, how what's working in social media, it's always changing. So that's why I want to give you lifetime access, number 1, and number 2, because there are things, here's how I want you to do this. I want you to get in and take in a couple of lessons and make some money and then be done. Even though you've only gone through this much of it, I want you to start making money, even though you've only gone through this much, and realize you've got this much left. And then when you're like, yeah, I'm kind of hit a wall. Cool, go back in and learn something new. Because you know what you don't need right now is you don't need Facebook ads. Or maybe you don't need to understand how to have a better converting landing page right now because you don't even have a landing page. But it's there for you when you're ready, and every time you're thinking, I should probably buy a seminar, or go to a seminar, or buy another course to learn to do how to this, I'm going to say, check first, because I'll bet we teach it. Listen to me, anyone will tell you, this is the most ridiculous program available. I will put it up against any other program out there. This is ridiculous. How much is in it? But it's because it's meant to serve you indefinitely. Not for 10 weeks or 8 weeks. And there are those courses out there. So if you're that kind of person, cool. But this isn't this course. This is library. This is indefinitely. This is what you'll need 2 years from now. This is what you'll need when things change. This is what you'll need when life lightens up a little bit and the kids are gone. Or the kids are going to school, and now you've got time to dig back in. It's there for you. So, not only am I going to offer that to you today, plus a 30-day money-back guarantee, I'm going to give you 2 tickets to our live event. Those tickets sell for $2,000 a piece. It's epic. I bring in the best speakers, the best experts. We do a lot of dancing in the aisles. We keep it fun. It's workshop style. It's in Southern California. And every year it sells out. This year we just had a month ago, and you'll get 2 free tickets. That means you can bring a friend. You can use that as an incentive for someone on your team, or you can transfer it to the next year if our next event doesn't work for you. That's yours as a bonus for taking action today. I'm also going to give to you, make sure you can see this on the right side of your page. You have instant online access. You see how it says 12-week course? It's really not a 12-week course, it's a lifetime course. Literally, if you sat down and went through it every single day, start to finish, it might take you 12 weeks to get through it. But if I'm being honest with you, I don't think that's how anyone should go through it. I think you get in, get what you need to learn, and then get out and start applying it. You'll also get every single lesson. So like if you're like, I'm kind of a podcast listener, I don't really want to watch videos, we give you every single lesson on audio too, so you can listen to it like a podcast. Or if you're like, no, I need to download and I need to read the PDF, and I need to take notes, and I need this little workbook, I got you covered. All of the bases are covered, right? This will be shipped to you, and this literally will become your playbook. This is everything in the same order that you'll follow along inside of your academy. I'm also going to give you access to our private Facebook group. And I go in live there and talk to our members. This is an awesome place to connect with other people in other MLMs, because you only know what you know until you start talking about what they're doing and what these guys are doing. That's so huge. And everybody working together in that way, and not just network marketing, but writers and authors and doctors and chiropractors and lawyers who are figuring out ways to create passive income. And you know what you end up being for each other? A great sounding board. You know? Because sometimes we're too close to our own thing. I already told you that you're going to get 2 free tickets. In addition to that, you will have tonight, you can watch every single year of our live events from 2014 through this year. No, this year's not up yet. So 2014 through 2018. And I've got the top experts. Brendan Burchard, Lewis Howes, James Wedmore, the top experts in social media and business building. Come and speak at that event, and you'll be able to watch them live on recording. And this year, if you can't make it for any reason, we'll give you a recording to that as well. And affiliate marketing, if you're not familiar with what affiliate marketing is, we're giving you a bonus that also includes the affiliate marketing. It's a mini course that teaches you how to make additional income just recommending something. So let's say you love this course and you want to recommend it to other people. We'll teach you how you can make a big commission just by recommending other people's courses or products or Amazon products. How to do that the right way. And you want to do that before Christmas. Trust me. All of that is yours when you decide to invest in yourself. But I want to be upfront and tell you, I am seriously about tough love. So we're not jumping ahead and getting into social media. We're going to do things, as I said, in the right order. So right ingredients in the right order so you don't waste another dollar. You don't waste any time. And you can start tonight. So your first payment is of $357. Each month after that, you'll be charged another $357 for 6 months. If you want to pay it in full, you can do that too. And for those of you, for the first 20 people today who decide to do this, first 20, I'll meet you as our table here. I'm going to meet you out in the hallway. First 20 people will take the book home with you. You'll take this home so you have something to do while you're on the flight home or in between meetings. But I'm excited for you, and it has been an honor to be here with you today and to share this with you. You are a delight, and I love what you do. Thank you so much, you guys.
We're gonna line her up, guys. So you know how much I make, right? Everyone knows how much a presidential diamond makes.
Yes. Tell us.
You guys know, right? It's posted. You know how much I make. So you guys can look it up, right? It's like 1.4 or 1.5 million, right? So I heard Shalene talk a few years. You're still on.
Power off, Celine.
Your mic is on. Someone go tell her what you guys. So I heard her speak a few years ago, and Brittany and I actually went through her program. We built a list of over 50,000 people, and we email them, and we just have money going to our bank. Just like our doTERRA checks go into our bank every month. If you guys don't have that set up on auto, like deposit, you should totally do that. This works just the same way. So like she was saying, if doTERRA goes away tomorrow, were you guys all in doTERRA when like the FDA came along and was like scaring all of us, right? The whole like fear thing. I was like, even if doTERRA goes away, it's gonna be okay. I don't think they are, by the way. I'm not saying that. I don't think they're going anywhere. But even if they were, like, we'll be okay because we have this huge email list. So I think we're good. So I just want you guys to know, we've been through the program. We implemented those things and can have more money if we want more money anytime we want. And for us, it's not really about stuff. We just go and send it to the different organizations that we want to send it to. So, but it works. Her stuff really, really works. And it's laid out in a very simple, very easy to do way. I'm not a tech person, and I have one of those CRM things, and I have the one she recommends. And I hired someone to do all that. So anyway, the break.
I just want to say one thing. The biggest thing that it did for me was change that franticness about my life in running my doTERRA business into like a super joy in running my doTERRA business, and like my kids not resenting that I had a doTERRA business, right? Like being happy and excited about that. Because I don't know, maybe you already have it all together and you're fine and you've got it all. But I didn't get those pieces, and I needed someone to help me put it together. Because I kept trying and I was failing at putting those pieces together, and it's not like that anymore. So, and I learned that from Shalene. So I credit her fully for that, helping to implement that. In terms of break, we're going to have a 25-minute break. So can someone tell me what time it is?
3:23.
3:23, so in 25 minutes, that's 3:50, right? 3:50. All right, please be back in here at 3:50.
Okay, so someone came up. Where are you that came up and told me what the heck is a hashtag? Okay, so to hashtag and to tag us.
No, I already told them that.
Oh, you did?
Yep, we're good. Okay, up and out, 25 minutes, you guys. Go take pictures with Shalene, go chat with her.
Outside.